Hey everyone, James Niggemeyer here. Thank you for tuning back into my YouTube channel. Today I want to address lure colors, lure patterns, selecting lure colors for that late summer, early fall transition. Again, it's September, and if you've really looked at some of my videos over the last few weeks, it's been kind of topwater focused. And that's because I really love to throw topwaters, and this is a great time of year to throw topwater. It's one of my favorite things to do. And when it gets to this point, there's fish that are up there wolf packing and trying to get up there chasing threadfin and minnows or whatever type of prey item or prey fish that's up there for them to eat. Might be bluegill, but in this part of the country, in Texas, it's threadfin shad, gizzard shad up there in real skinny water, and a topwater bait's just a great way to attack them. So I want to talk about choosing lure selection, just share some thoughts and ideas, things that I feel like can really help a guy get a few more bites and hook and land a few more fish this time of year when you're out there pursuing these fish. So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, it's really the best way you can kind of help support the channel. Just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. Love to hear from you guys, so drop a comment down below. This particular video is going to be based on walking style baits or walk the dog style baits, and this is a Strike King Sexy Dog hard knock, so it's just got a knocker in it. But Strike King's got another one that's just your traditional Sexy Dog, and this Sexy Dog just has rattles in it, and the rattles I think are a great way to kind of draw the fish's attention to it. So traditional and then the hard knock. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about lure color selection when it comes to walk the dog type baits like this. And what I mean by walk the dog, these baits actually sashay right and left when you work them on a slack line and twitch the rod tip in a cadence. Just twitch, 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 twitch. And that initial twitch will get it going left or right, and then it'll start working left, right, left, right. It takes some time to get used to it, but once you learn how to do it, throwing these baits for largemouth or smallmouth bass, it's just so much fun. It's one of my favorite ways to catch them. But you know I like to throw topwater, buzz baits, toads, frogs, what have you. I like all style topwaters, but this has got to be one of my tops. But this time of year, one of the things that I've noticed is over the years is you've had the entire year of, you get a lot of rain, a lot of snow runoff, a lot of different things like that bring water into the lake in the spring. The water level rises, it gets some color to it, and then evaporation through the warm weather months, it drops the water level, also clears it. Weeds have grown up, and that filters the water. And what you end up having is, this time of year you have generally lower water levels, but you also have clearer water. And those bass are up there pursuing these bait day in, day out. On full moon nights, they're up there, even with the light of the moon, chasing these baits, redfin shad, these gizzard shad, whatever's up there in your lake. And they get really keyed into what they look like. Now, I'm not saying you couldn't take this type of a, kind of a bone colored, this one's called oyster, and just go to work. As you can see, I've put this one through the motions. You can see there's some hook rash here from working this bait back and forth, back and forth. Got some owner treble hooks on this one, and even an owner feathered treble hook on the back. And then sometimes they're like really, really, really flashy. This is just your solid. This is called Carolina Chrome. So as you can see, I've got a lot of different colors. This one I believe is called Tennessee Shad 2.0. I think that's what that's called. Got a lot of colors, it's striking. But getting to the point, when it comes to this time of year, the water's clearer, like I said, brighter skies, higher, it's hot, a lot of sunlight penetration, and what you end up having is these fish that can be quite finicky when it comes to not only size, the Sexy Dog and the Sexy Dog Junior, not only size, but also color. And I'm not saying you just can't catch them on a standard Sexy Dog, which if I had my choice, I'd throw the standard Sexy, this is the big one, because it's just easier to throw. You can throw it a long, long ways. But the Sexy Dog Junior can sometimes better emulate that prey size. And when it comes to bass that are conditioned to looking at a certain size of and color of prey item, they can get pretty keyed in. So this one is clear sexy shad, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's, you know, it's almost a translucent sexy shad, but it's got some pearl in the belly. And so this is a great one for clear water when fish are, you know, they've looked at a lot of baits, maybe over the summer, a lot of topwater lures, different things like that. They've stared at schools and schools of threadfin shad, and so you need something that can emulate or imitate that bait fish. And sometimes by disguising it with translucency and making it harder for them to just get a lock or a bead on the overall silhouette, you can trick them into biting it. So clear sexy dog, just a great color for that. Another one that can be really, really good is Clearwater minnow. This is even more translucent. If you put this one up against clear sexy dog, you can see one's even more translucent. You basically just have like a bait fish back with some pearl shoulders and a little bit of kind of a yellowish head to kind of project. This is, you know, the overall profile of the bait. But you're talking about getting into some more translucent baits, and this is kind of going to be kind of, if they're really aggressive and they're not that selective, I'm going to go with that clear sexy shad. And then maybe I'll go to like this Clearwater minnow, because this guy, it's really clear, still has a little bit of a pearlish belly, but you can see this bait is definitely just going to be harder for them to lock in on and see, you know, really what it is. And by kind of making it harder for them to figure out what their target is and really matching it up against other baits, then they are actually more moving towards the action and the movement, which is like the threadfin shad, and also that sound of the rattles. So you have a combination of, you're drawing them by sight and by sound, and then they're having a hard time locking in on the actual color. And then if it's really hard, super clear, slick, calm conditions, bright sun, clear water, I'm just going with the standard. This is what they call, Strike King calls this nude. Basically, you see it's an unpainted Strike King Sexy Dog Jr. Just a clear pattern like this can be great for bass that are really hard to trick, because now you have movement and sound, but you have a silhouette, but it makes it that much harder for them to kind of figure out what's going on, and that it can really help you trick some bass. If you're having a hard time and you're throwing a chrome sexy dog like this, solid silhouette, then maybe you go to a clear sexy dog. And then after the clear sexy dog, maybe you're going to the Clearwater minnow. And you're just kind of moving through the paces, trying to figure out. And you might actually catch a couple fish on each, because as they get more conditioned to it, then you might have to step down to the nude or clear pattern Strike King Sexy Dog. So that's really what I want to share with you guys. It's not really matching the hatch per se, as much as it is you're just making it harder for them to zone in on it, instead of trying to match that bait, because nothing we really have in bass fishing is going to match that bait to a T. So now you just give them the sight, the sound, the movement, and something for them to lock in on, and by that you can use those ideas and those color patterns to really trick those bass. That's really what I want to share, is just step it down from like a bone to maybe more of a Tennessee shad, and you're just stepping it down till you figure out what it is that the bass really want. It may have been a little long-winded in this video, but just wanted to share that. It's something that I thought about, something that I think is important. Lure color selection when it comes to clear water, late summer, early fall, the drawdown time when the evaporation of the lakes has transpired and the vegetation has grown up, and that's filtered out the water color. So clear, lower water conditions, fish that are pursuing bait fish, and they got a pretty good idea what they look like, what the real thing looks like. So instead of try to go toe-to-toe with matching the exact bait fish, try to trick those bass by giving them something to look at, but making it harder for them to distinguish the difference between the real thing and our baits. That's it for now, guys. Thank you for tuning into my channel, and until next time, good fishing.